G'day mates. I know I've been slacking on the video creation department. I've been busy, just making money, trying to get by life, just like the rest of us, and I haven't really had a lot of time for videos. And I've had this in the back of my mind that I really need to try and do something. So what I thought I might do is I'm just going to do a series of videos where I'm going to create a mod pack. And I'm going to start from the start for people who haven't done this before, who are new, because every year there's new life being born and everyone's getting to a certain point where they might come across Stalker. Anomaly, at least, anyway. So we're going to start off by just doing the general things that we need to do. Okay. First things you're going to need are... Now, the other thing too is this is not going to be a video where I've just gone through and heavily edited. Some things might be boring. You never know as we go through. We'll see. I'll try to have all the links for stuff and down the bottom. And to begin with here, we're going to try and get through textures at least. I have quite a few textures from my prior mod pack, but I recently had to uninstall ModDB and get rid of my mod pack that I was working on to install Gamma, and Gamma presented its own problems that I had to do workarounds to get working on this system for some reason. Gamma absolutely hates my computer. I don't know why, but I've managed to get it working after a bit of fiddling here and there with it. So now I'm back to starting my mod pack again, so that's why I thought, well, why not make some content out of it? So first of all, you're going to need Stalker Anomaly. So just go over the files here. And you'll need Stalker Anomaly 1.5.3 to begin with. The next thing you'll need is Themrdemonized. Now this is Themrdemonized here. Let me just refresh this. You know what? Let me just show it up again. So where is it? Themrdemonized here. This is Themrdemonized's page. X-Ray Monolith. This is the proper one. There is an older version of his page on GitHub, but that stopped at a certain point. I think for version 1.5.2, that was the final update for it. So I think that's why it's still there. And this is 1.5.3 onwards. So you'll just go to the right side here, click on this where it says latest, and you'll be looking for the very top one, which is the zip file. Download this. It is good and recommended that you keep an eye on this site because Themrdemonized, the work that this person is putting into this is incredible. Everyone uses it. It does so much for Stalker Anomaly, and it's pretty much updated, if not most times daily. It could be weekly, every 3 days. Whenever an update comes out, you want to make sure you try and keep it updated. Now, the other thing you're going to want to, but this is purely optional, if I go to utility here, is the Anomaly-Launcher. Now, this is optional. This is not something that I am going to recommend because I recently, well, not recently, a little while ago, went and linked it to Cheeky Breaky, one of his videos. He was struggling with Gamma choppiness within the game, and he deleted the comment. So I think I may have pissed him off. I don't know the dude well enough, and I don't know, about contacting him. But, if you happen to be watching this video, I apologize for that comment. Obviously, that is not a thing that you enjoy on your YouTube channel. So I do apologize for that. Been wanting to do that for a little while, but, life. Anyway, this is the Anomaly-Launcher. I think this is actually new. It is. I should probably download this. So what this does is, generally with Stalker Anomaly, it's using one of the cores on your computer, right? So therefore, you're going to get choppiness. You're going to get a lot of stutter within the game. This tries to help prevent this by activating all your cores. But this is different also because, sorry, let me start again. It was the CPU affinity that was inbuilt that did all of that work. This launcher has a lot of other things in here that the creator here, what's his name? Credits. Me and myself. Nice. It's pretty good. Anyway, it's got a cool design to it. It's just a custom starting launcher for the game. And for those of you who are new, you'll see that because I will obviously have this on record. And all it is just the exe file. That's it. All you're doing is overriding it. So you've got CPU affinity, cool new design, custom launch parameters, which is really nice. I like that. It should work overall faster. Well, I mean, it works really fast on my system as it is now. So you're obviously outdoing yourself with this mod. This becoming like a mod that I need on my system, period, for launching S.T.A.L.K.E.R. But like I said, this is purely optional. Obviously, like I said to you before, I sent it to Cheeky. Obviously, he's a big creator. He knows probably all about this already. But maybe some people are just not wanting to use this type of thing. I like it. I love it. I think it really helps S.T.A.L.K.E.R Anomaly overall. So those are the mods you're going to need. Now, the other mod that you will need as well is mod configuration menu, which is right here. This will be down in the link, down in the description below. And this basically means that any of the mods that we install, some of them are going to be able to be customized, especially like SSS shader mod, several gun mods that I will eventually install, icons, whatever. A lot of mods, really, really high level, really great mod creators, allow you to configure their mods to your liking. So you're not just stuck with just what the creator created. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I like a lot of those mods like that, but I really do enjoy it when you're able to actually customize it to what you want, which makes the mod pack that you create more for you, and not just all these mods that are just for everyone else. It's more for you. So you'll need this. The other thing you will also need, obviously, is Modorganizer 2. So we go here and we go Modorganizer 2. It should show up. You just type in mod space then O. Usually it'll show up here. Modorganizer 2, welcome. And scroll. Oh, there we are. And you'll be looking for the GitHub. That's the one I generally use. Okay. And just go to the GitHub version and download it. Now, where is... I think the download, if memory serves, is right down the bottom. Now, there we are. And you'll be looking for the exe right here. Okay. So just grab that as well. You're going to need it. Now, we've got all the essentials to get you going. How do we go about installing all of that? Which one is this one? Add-ons. There we go. Put that back to where it needs to be. Right. So, first things you're going to want to do is I generally split off two folders. Okay. And this folder will normally be all of my mods, etc. will be in there. And generally this one here will be for the install itself. So this is the install here. First thing you're going to want to do is go through on your C drive. If you've got an SSD, this is the most recommended way to do it, is to put it directly onto your C drive, not on an external drive or anything else like that, because sometimes these mod packs can get so heavy in usage that the externals just won't be able to keep up, unlike the actual onboard hard drive or SSD drive that you're using. SSD is highly recommended. If you're still running an old hard drive, well, unfortunately, some of these mod packs that you try and create are not going to run as exceptionally well as you'd hope it would. So, go through and create your new folder, okay? And then from there, I've got it here outside. And from there, what you're going to want to do then is just go through, right-click. Hang on, what am I doing? You're going to need 7-zip as well, sorry. I should have probably said that. I said this is not going to be a great fucking video in terms of function and stuff like that, but WinZip. Now, what do I use again? 7-zip. That's what I use. There we go. Doesn't matter which one you use, but I use 7-zip. There we go. 7-zip Windows 11 right here. Go to download, download it, and install it on your computer. If you're still running Windows 10, I feel sorry for you when it ultimately stops getting updates and stuff like that. But this is the Windows 11 version that I'm running. Okay. Now, the other thing I should say too is that whenever you're unzipping files, Windows 11 does have its own zip utility that you can use. However, that zip function within Windows 11 is so dreadfully fucking slow. You know, I could piss faster than what it's able to, what it's able to do. So it is recommended that you use some other form of zipping program. 7-zip is, like I said, is the one I use. Use WinZip, you can use whatever else on top of that. And so just go through, right click, put it here, 7-zip, and then open up your folder first, obviously. Here we are. And just extract here. So 7-zip and extract here. That's what you're looking for. And this will take anywhere up to 5 minutes. On my new system, it takes about 4 minutes. Up to my old system, it used to take 11 to 15 minutes to completely unpack the game. Once you're done with that, you'll need to go through and just at least start the game, okay? Before you do anything else, at least go through and start the game. So I'll start it here. Windows Defender. Yeah. But anyway, just go through and just start the game and then quit the game. I'm running the modded XE right now. That's why that Defender came up. So once you've done that, exit the game, and then we can start doing all of the other stuff that we need to do. The next thing you'll need to do is install Modorganizer here. So, where are you? New pack. And I've got it here. Here we go. Modorg. Go through and install Modorganizer on your system. And when you get to the very end of it, it's just a simple Windows install. When you get to the end of it, just uncheck Start Now and then just close it. You don't need to start it just yet, okay? We'll get there eventually. The next thing you're going to need to do is go through and grab your files that you just downloaded. So I've already got Themrdemonized here, modded XEs. So that's Themrdemonized there. That's the new Anomaly-Launcher. So I might just put that away for now. Here. Cut it. Paste it. There. So that's the new Anomaly-Launcher. And Stalker mod pack. Here we go. All right, so Themrdemonized. Very simple. Just open up your folder like this, as I've done, and just go through and modded XE. Here we are. And just go through and unzip this directly into your folder here. 7-zip, and then just go extract here. Yes to all. Now what it's replacing is the bin folder stuff and some of the DB stuff as well, which is mostly your pictures and stuff like that, how things look, etc. I couldn't find a very good word there, but that'll do. Now, the next thing you'll need to do, obviously, if you choose to do it, I'm not saying you have to, but this is an optional for you, okay? Go to the Anomaly-Launcher and simply just click and drag. Replace the file in the destination. What this does is that it replaces the XE launcher, and you'll see how that works very, very soon. Hopefully I'm not going too quickly for you. We will get to the Anomaly-Mod-Configuration-Menu part of it. Now, the next thing that you want to do is start up your Modorganizer. Now, when you start it up, it will come up with... Oh, here we go. My bad. I just tried to switch. I'm an idiot. Anyway, it should come up with something like this. Okay? Click Next. Go through and create a global instance, which will be the one thing that you'll be going through and creating first up. and then you'll want to link up your actual install. Okay, now it won't show up here. It's only showing up here because I've already created it. So you'll need to go to browse, and then you'll need to find where you installed your S.T.A.L.K.E.R anomaly. And I've got it here, S.T.A.L.K.E.R mod pack. Go through and select the folder, and it'll come up with that. Now you can change this to whatever you want. So I'm just going to go S.T.A.L.K.E.R video, because this is part of the video itself, and just go that. Click next. Now, the other thing that you need to do is where you store the data. Now, generally the data will go into app data, local, blah, 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 blah. We don't want that. We want to put all of the mod files within or somewhere where it's easy for us to access. So I recommend going through and just going back to your install here, and then creating a new folder called Modor, or whatever you want to call it, Modorganizer mods. Generally, whatever you want to do. This is where all of the mods that you install on this screen here are going to install. Now, this will be handy later on because some mods you want to install manually. Some mods don't come with any form of being able to be installed properly on your systems. Generally, some of the older mods. And you'll need this option, and it's easier for you to find. Going through app data and going through your login credentials on Windows and all this other bullshit and hidden files, it's generally a fucking headache. So I recommend just doing that. So go to Modor. This is where everything's going to go, and just select the folder. It's the S.T.A.L.K.E.R pack Modor, and then just click next, and away you go. Now, if you're starting for the first time, you want the tutorials so that you can go through and read it, I recommend doing it. This will always come up, the game support wiki. I wish they would give you the option to tell it no, but it generally always does. And then here you can just go, all category defaults, just do nothing. Okay. Now, this generally sometimes is very bright. So what you can do, just to make things a little bit better for you, is just go to settings in here, go to theme, and I like to just go to dark mode, 1809 dark mode, and it just lowers the brightness a little bit more for you. Okay, let's just uninstall that for now. Don't know why it's still there. It's a global instance now, but anyway. Right, so this is Modorganizer. Now, first thing I'm going to do is just go through and demonstrate what the new launcher does. So we're just going to go through and press run. Seems damaged. Please remove the launcher. Don't forget to delete the... Okay, it does say that we need to do that. The problem is that I don't know how to remove it because it's not actually allowing me to. We've got the launcher config Tomy there. Sorry if there is a cut here. I just had a bit of an issue here that I had not experienced before. Recommend moving it to tools folder just so you can delete it at the OFC, but I would recommend XE, and don't forget to delete the launcher config Tomy. And we can't delete it from here because it just won't let me. However, if I go to open mod info, I can go here, I can right click it here and delete it. Close. Ah, okay. So that did work. So now we should be able to run. Oh, look at that. Holy shit. Wow. Nice. Okay. So you needed to remove the old version of the override. So now it should run perfectly fine. Ah, very cool. Right. So what happened was because I was running, well, what I'm gathering, because I was running the launcher version 2 and now launcher version 4, this was always present, but it was configured to launcher 2, right? So I needed to delete this so that launcher 4 could create a new Tomy file in there to suit the new Anomaly-Launcher version. And so as you saw there, when you're installing the launcher first for the first time, number 4, you shouldn't have this issue because I've been running number 2 before. I had the issue. So in case you are actually running the Anomaly Launcher, then you'll need to delete this before you run it. And I found that you can't delete this from here, but you can from the open mod information and just go through and delete it from there. Okay, cool. Anyway, let's continue on. So yeah, sorry for the cut there, but I had a bit of an issue. Like I said, I hadn't actually experienced it before. Sometimes I don't read the things that I should be reading. Anyway, this is the Anomaly Launcher, and this is what it looks like. It's very nice, very cool, very crisp. I like it quite a lot. And I had, like I said, I haven't been running Stalker Anomaly without it, basically. So I run borderless windows. My shadow map is always 4.0. Oh, sorry, 4096, whatever that is. I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't read it properly. Debug mode is always on. While we're creating a mod pack, it's handy to have the debugger on. And I will go over the debug menu in one of these videos as well because I've been planning to do so. If you're running a very high-end system, I run the AVI, AVX, whatever that is. Can't read it. And when you're going through and launching this for the second time, you need to clear the shader cache every time you start the game. If you don't, eventually you're going to get to a problem where it's just stacked up so much that it won't run the game. And commonly, a lot of people complain, oh, my game won't run, shader, blah, blah, blah. You just got to clear the shader cache. That's it. Simple button, click here, and just press play. And we will get into the game. All right. So it seems that my LTX is all still good. All of my settings are good. Control-Alt-C, awesome. And all of those. Now go through and just configure your system for whatever you want. I always run at 60 frames per second because I don't like to push anything on my system. I know people have said, oh yeah, your GPU can run at max and blah, blah, blah without worry and shit like that. And I'm like, no, I think I'd rather worry. Thank you. I'd rather my computer last 10, 15, 20 fucking years and not 2 years or something because you've excessively overused everything or overclocked it in some cases. But just go through and configure your game for whatever you want. I recommend, because of this install, right now, disabling anti-aliasing. Straight up. Just get rid of it. Okay? Because some of the things that I will install, anti-aliasing will interfere with it. Okay? Now, in terms of modded XEs, as in Themrdemonized, you can see all of these options here. So there is a lot that they've done to S.T.A.L.K.E.R Anomaly to make it better, as in scope shaders and stuff like that, like aiming. You can go through and configure all of these. You've got optimizations. Where was that one? It is visual, isn't it? Oh, HDR. If you happen to be running a HDR monitor, you can go through and run HDR stuff. I don't have a HDR monitor. I have tested this out a little bit, and I found this to be fucking fantastic. It's really, really good for something to play around with and just have a look at. And all of these options, like there's so many options here to mess with. It's really, really cool. But like I said, Themrdemonized is pretty much necessary, and it does a lot of good things for S.T.A.L.K.E.R Anomaly. I can't stress how good Themrdemonized modded XEs is. So let's go back outside. What are we going to install first? So there is a file that I saw here. Now this is going to be purely dependent on what you want to do because this fucking file is massive for starters. There we are. GFY, texture overhaul. This is actually really cool texture overhaul for models, for creatures as well, I believe. I haven't actually gotten that far. You do need the original GFY. I got no idea what that stands for. Does it actually say? So anyway, it's texture overhaul and enhancement for GFY Stalker 2 models ported to Anomaly. So I think a lot of these models are supposedly based on Stalker 2. It can be used with vanilla Anomaly or Gamma. And for Anomaly Custom. I've got to get around to having a look at that one day. I've heard good things about what that what the creator of that did. about us. Yeah, it's Respawn as part of the Rebound and Redone collaboration made passionate modders. These modders, they're fucking incredible. The Redone crew, oh my god, they're so fucking good. This is the only version posted in Gamma's Discord. It's the one I used. So you need the original GFY. So you go on to their GitHub. What is the file? Okay, it's GFY Anomaly. So yeah, this is the Anomaly version. This is a big file. I think it was 13 gig. See more. I'm pretty sure I got it here. GFY cancelled. I had to start it again the next day because I bloody... yeah, anyway, I can bring it up here. What am I thinking? Utility, textures, GFY, it is 11 gig file. So it's quite big. But it does quite a lot. I'm actually quite impressed with this mod. So if you choose to go through and grab this, it's purely up to you. From what I've seen so far, it looks really good. Now, this particular file goes through this version of it, enhances GFY textures to fit the gritty nature of S.T.A.L.K.E.R a bit better. Wrong material, general textures has been enhanced and darkened a bit for my personal tastes. It won't look at pasty melted ice cream anymore. I don't know if I really saw that, but then again, it depends on what sort of shaders the guy's running and stuff like that. Those shaders may have obscured things. To me, the models look quite fine, but we're going to give this a bit of a burl anyway and go and have a look. So while that's downloading, I'm going to go through and install GFY. So if you've gone through and downloaded it, it is a big file, so that's purely up to you whether you want to download it or not. What I should also do is just go over how I do things when I'm going through and doing all of this. So generally, I will have my notepad. Okay, so my notepad here has all of the mods that I'm currently downloading and using for my directed mod pack. Okay, so that can be the AI, the animations, the game itself. Game generally is just stuff that I can't categorize anywhere else because it generally does just mess with S.T.A.L.K.E.R Anomaly itself. So it messes with the repairs, it messes with the anomalies, it messes with the land itself, which is the redone collection. It messes with all of the areas, so cord and stuff like that. Things have been shifted around, and the AI generally works a lot better than any other mod pack. I don't know what Gamma is like, but I've noticed that Gamma, when I was playing through, it definitely isn't running the redone collection. It's running just the old basic and AI, but I'm sure it's been enhanced significantly by Grok's team that have been working on it. I'm fucking sure of it because the AI is incredible to fight against. But I'm pretty sure they're still using the same mods that I'm using here. Graphics and everything else. The one thing I will recommend when you're going through and starting out and getting everything set up for your mod pack, don't install screen space shaders. Install all of the shit that makes your game look ultra pretty after you've made your pack. Because one, depending on what system you're running, you're going to experience very long load times. You want to try and make it quick because just making a mod pack is time consuming. Very, very time consuming. And if you've got all these additional things that are just making things look pretty when they don't need to, it's only going to bog you down even more. And eventually, you're going to get so sick of it, you're going to think, fuck this, I'm done. And I hate to see that with people because AAA games these days are fucked, generally. They're all fucked, period. It's very rare you're going to come across a AAA game that is unique and really good. And the only game developers that I know of that are creating excellent games in those genres, for me, is FromSoft, Hideo Kojima, or what was the name of his company? I forget now. And who else? I don't think there really is any decent fucking AAA creators out there at the moment. They're all fucked in some way. So I would rather people go out and support, indie games and S.T.A.L.K.E.R itself, the modding, because you might be out there and you think, you know what, I want to create a mod for this game. And I learn how to do it, and then you start creating mods for the game, and you start getting involved in the community, and people like me appreciate what you do. Eventually, my shitty ass channel might actually cover your mod. You never know, right? So anyway, this is what I do. I go through and I save all of the links because it'll be helpful for later on when you're just checking to make sure, I come across a really bad bug and I've nailed it all down to being that mod. I can go here quickly, load up your page. Oh, they've done an update. Brilliant. And this also helps with me when I'm linking everything in the descriptions or going to my Google page and putting it on there instead. So that's number one. Number two is organizing everything similar. So on your notepad and on here, and just a separate file for where you put all of the mods you download. So everything you download goes directly into here. Just a little bit of organization goes a long way when you're creating a mod pack. Anyway, that's enough of my tangent on there. GFY Anomaly. This is a simple mod to install. There's nothing wrong here. However, we will need to make a few adjustments here. So just go through and install it. You don't need to do anything else. Just click OK on that last little page there, and everything will install. There is a lot here. A lot of models are touched, and from what I noticed when it's installing, it's not just stalkers, it's creatures, but we will have a look at that quickly when we go into the game. I don't want this video to be too long, so we got another 20 minutes, and then I'm going to cut it there, and then we'll do another episode later on. So I've got to go and do a couple of things before I got to go back to work tomorrow. We'll at least go to sleep, go to work. I found this to be good, but when I installed it with my other mod pack, I found that it had a lot of conflicts because it's not just touching the models, it's touching the UI elements as well. So that was causing some conflicts here and there. And also some sounds I noticed as well, but I'm not too sure if it's this mod that actually includes sounds. I think it's more of the config files themselves messing with the sound files. So generally, I'm probably going to end up putting this mod probably very high up in the tier so that I can override it with all of the other mods and see how things go. This is only on here for now as a test. I do have another set of mods that I use normally when I'm creating a mod pack because I really like them. We can go over that probably in the next video. So here's GFY Anomaly. Now, you're going to need to do something first. This mod itself is in Russian. Okay? So when you load up your screen, here, I'll just load it up here now. Why not? Don't forget, clear the shader cache. I'm tired of getting those messages. I appreciate you actually watching the video, but I'm a little tired of this basic fucking thing being ignored by people. Got to do it every time you start. And you can see here, it's all in Russian. I don't read Russian. I've attempted to try and learn Russian, but, got work. I've got the channel to try and look after and all this other bullshit. Anyway, the way that you repair this is simply right-click it, go through and open an Explorer. Now, the file that you're looking for is within conflicts. Let me do that again. So game data, configs, and down the bottom there, you're going to see localization LTX. Double click it. Now, generally, I just like to run it in the notepad just once, okay? Because I don't want to start loading up. As you saw, I had a lot of notepads all on that one list. I don't want it to go stupid, so I just run it once for now. And you'll see here that the language is in Russian, okay? All you need to do is just go through and just delete that and just type in English, ENG. Save the file. Save it, close it up. And now, when I go in there, it'll all be in English. Clear the shader cache. That's why I like this particular screen. It reminds me to clear it. Whereas the other one, you just click it and then start the game and you don't even know if it's clearing it or not. So it's one of the nice little, just, I know it's a pissant little fucking thing to think about when you're playing the game and doing stuff, but for me, just those little things, the smallest fucking detail, I appreciate greatly, you know? And as you can see here, it's all in English now. Very simple fix. Now, let's go into it so that we can actually have a look at some of these things. So as you can see here, some of the UI elements have been changed. This is why I was messing around with a lot of my UI updates for my mod pack that I was creating. We are creating the same mod pack. We will get there. Some of these I actually liked, but I'm just going to stick with maids as it is the best overall. Once you've done the mod pack, you put maids on, and that just puts everything into a set standard. It doesn't matter what it is, because it's DLTX file. It just overwrites everything and away you go. And there's no conflicts with it. It's very rare to see any conflicts. So for now, I'm just going to go through and start the game. We're going to go in there and have a quick look at the debug menu. I hope I clicked it before I come in here. We're about to find out. Now, as I said before, old mate, when he was saying all the pasty skin and all of that other sort of stuff, I don't know if I really saw that there. So just so that you know, as you can just see from the game, I should have probably showed a demo of it, but I kind of lost track. Normally, I would have stuttered quite a lot right now. As you can see here, there would have been a lot of stuttering. Only micro stutters, but it's annoying enough that if you're a gamer, you can definitely tell the difference, right? Because I'm running the Anomaly-Launcher with the CPU Affinity and everything else. Activate God mode. You can't kill me. Because I'm running the launcher, it's running really well, and it's running on all the cores. I have been wanting to try and find a program. If you happen to watch this video all the way through and you know of a good program that I can run that can show all of my cores running on the screen, if you could let me know, because I've done a search and I'm not good with that sort of thing, but I want to try and find something that visually shows me on the screen. And a lot of the things that I've seen just look like malware to me. So that's why I haven't touched them. Anyway, as you can see here, this is a new updated model. Looks really cool for Fanatic. Sometimes I just lose track of names. But you can see here, it looks really cool. We're in God mode. So whenever you are in your debug menu, you press F7. And this gives you all these options. Now, God mode is here, unlimited ammo for testing guns. You can just go unlimited ammo. You load up all the guns. You don't have to worry about ammunition. And bang, away you go. You know, you just fire all of your guns endlessly. So if I just go through unlimited ammo. It's going to make a mockery out of me, isn't it? Drop that. Yeah. You still got to reload, but you've got infinite ammo. If I go through quickly and just pull out a rifle, yeah, that'll do. You know what? Just unload. And away it goes. It'll just reload it with some new ammunition. Well, I did unload the gun, but it should be 100 rounds. Yep, there we go. So you can go through and test all of your guns, see what they look like, etc. I like that, too, from this mod. That looks really cool for this symbol. That looks fucking impressive, actually. I really like that. I didn't even notice that before, because I've been overriding it. I like that picture. Anyway. Let's load up a few things. As you can see here, if you want to go invisible so no one sees you, you can go incognito. Now, incognito, you'll have to activate every time you load into the game, but God mode generally will stay on permanently until you turn it off. Same with unlimited ammo. I think you've got to reactivate it, etc. You can debug the HUD. You can bring up your statistics on the side here so that you can see everything that's running within the game. So if you are clued in on your coding or whatever else you fucking need to understand all of this, then you can activate activate that. A-Life respawns. I think that goes through and kills everyone and respawns them. I'm not going to do that here though. Got all the other general commands for games that you can have. You know, be friend, be neutral, aiming at the target, of course. And generally this is where I am usually. It's item spawner, the weather, lighting editor, weapon HUD editor, and that sort of stuff, pocket workshop. This is generally my area. An actual modder who knows what the fuck they're doing, probably all of this is generally their area, I guess. But for now, let's just bring in an object, let's say a mutant, and go bloodsucker. Yep, the skin has been updated with this mod pack, this different skin. Cool. Let's go for another one. They're going to cause chaos. Let's bring in a boar. The chaos, you poor bastards. Oh no, let's try some cats. Oh, chimeras. Roar. What's that look like? It has been updated. I think this is using a couple of mods that I use generally, but I could be wrong. I'm not going to say that for sure because that would be an insult to the creator if I did. I don't want to insult them. I think they've done a really good job with this. Let's go through and relocate somewhere else, go and have a look at a couple of other guys that should be over there, hopefully. Now, generally, if you just want to transport somewhere quickly and traveling around, all you need to do is go to your number pad on your keyboard and press 0. What this is going to do is give you free cam, right? Here. Now, when you're flying around, you just press your mouse number 1 button, and then number 2 goes backwards. If you want to go quicker, hold control. Hold control. Want to go slower, hold shift. Now, if you want to teleport to a certain area, so let's just go here for now. If you want to teleport to somewhere where you are, just press the enter key. Make sure God mode is on, because you could die. Now, your HUD will disappear. Generally, I just go through and press 0 again and then hit escape, just so I can bring up the HUD. But if you wanted to make like a video or something like that, then you can just leave the HUD off completely. It'll remove all elements. Except for Grok's body health system. That fucking thing on the left-hand side, the body, that'll stay regardless. So I think the hotkey to get rid of that is H. So you can get rid of it. I was hoping there was some bandits here. So let's spawn some in. Squads, Stalker, Army, Bandit. We want novices. Yeah, they look pretty cool. Yeah, so they've definitely got some, move his body a little bit. Yeah. This is a really good pack. Now, I don't think I've set that up. So, if you wanted to have a look at your body a little bit better, go to your keybinds, go right down the bottom here, first person view and stuff like that. Generally, I put them onto these buttons here. And just save that. So I can go to the outside of the body, go free cam, and have a look at my character. Now, if I wanted to, I can go through and move my character outside of that. I just got to remember which button it is. No, maybe it's this one. No, that one. Yeah. So on your number pad, it's the star just above the 9. And you can see here that I've gone through and now I can just move my character. Apparently not hitting anything. That's a new thing that I noticed that Themrdemonized added, was the weapons have got smoke. Sound is bad, but we will fix the sound eventually. Anyway, once you're done with all of that, you can just go through and just go and put your debug mode back on, say 0, and you're back in your screen here. And then once you're done with that, you can just go through and go back into first-person mode. I will go over this a little bit better for you because I know people have asked about debug mode, and we will get into it a little bit more. It's fun. It allows you to mess with things, have a look at things, and just generally do all of this other stuff. So let's just go through and quit out of this because we have downloaded that particular file here. So we've downloaded this file here. I'm going to add that to my list here. So textures, wherever that is. I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to save it, Control S. Also, I don't think I grabbed that particular Google Drive there. Yeah. No, actually, no, I won't do that because that's not good. What you should do is just go through, needs the original GFY, just click on that and away you go. It's all on this one here. I don't want to go stepping on any toes, so at least we've got it here. And I've got the original GFY there as well. And I'll remember that. Right. So let's go through and install that. But first, we'll need to grab it. So downloads, repack GFY. I'm going to cut that and bring up my other folder. Am I in textures? Yes, I am. So paste. There it is there. Awesome. So let's install that. Should still be on textures. What was it called again? Repack GFY texture overhaul. Right, so what do we got? So the fix. Oh, I see. He sort of like stretched them out a little bit more by the looks of this. We're not using gamma. Done. Let that install, and we'll just go and have a look at Fnatic and just see the difference. You've seen him before. Now, the other thing too is, I just want to mention quickly here for those of you who are new, your order of things and how things are overridden are downwards, right? So this is the first mod, which means any mod you put over after that will override this mod, okay? Don't put the overhaul texture in front of this mod here, because what's going to happen is that none of this is going to apply. Some files may, because they won't be overridden, but generally this being a patch 4 GFY, it's going to override it. Nothing's going to happen. In fact, most cases, the game could crash, right? So put it afterwards. If you've ever got a problem with conflicts and you're trying to figure out what's going on, maybe a mod here is overriding a particular file that's causing something within the game to go wrong, all you need to do is simply click the mod that you're having issues with, and anything else that's overriding it will highlight. Sometimes, though, there are mods out there that will not highlight, right? They are overriding a config file through DLTX means, which means what happens is, instead of a straight line, imagine a straight line, Generally, anything that goes after that line is going to interfere with it. DLTX, what it does is it starts forming a half circle around that line, right? So generally, it will still override it, but it's doing it through other means by not actually being put on that line itself. Okay? So it just goes around it and overrides it. Sometimes those mods won't show up. So you got to be very careful when you're installing mods, and just be aware that sometimes this mod says, oh, this overrides, or this mod modifies sound files and stuff like that, but you're already running sound files. And then when you get in the game, you're noticing something very weird with your sound files. You're thinking, what the fuck's going on here? Well, that particular mod that you're running, which might be a combination pack of multiple mods, is overriding that particular sound and completely changing things within the game. Yeah? So generally what you may have to do there is put that mod, which may be DLTX, in front of the questioning mod that you're having the problem with. Let's say this is the sound mod. This is the mod that's causing issues because it's got sounds in it and stuff like that. In that case there, you would put that mod in front of this mod here. That way this mod is hopefully going to override those particular sounds. Sometimes it doesn't work like that. It's not that simple, but generally that's what you can do. Yeah? Anyway, let's go in and have a look. Clear the cache. Clear it. So if this is the case with the GFY, there's not a lot of textures I'm going to need to install bar just the scenery itself. Hopefully this has modified everything to a degree, as in character models, creature models, and stuff like that, and some UI elements, of course, that I'm not going to have to worry about any other mod, really. We can just move straight on to the world itself. Oh, hello. That's pretty cool. I like that. Wow. The redone crew do such a great fucking job. They really do. They're on the level of Themrdemonized and Grok. They're just impressive.
Ну, привет.
Yeah, I can definitely see the change because he's no longer a short, stubby fella. He sort of looks like he's... I don't know. But anyway, regardless, nice, cool uniform you got on there, bud. Let's go and have a look at Wolf, and most of all, have a look at Sidorovich. Is his name. Yeah, Wolf looks cool. He actually looks like he's a loner. Nice. And Sidorovich. We should have come down and had a look at him before. But is his eyes black? Have they represented him to be the devil? Which he generally is. He is the devil. Yes. Look at that. He's got a little bit of pigment on the back end of his eyes there. I say keep it that way. Piece of shit. Right. Well, I think that looks pretty cool. You can see that the hand models are also done for the game, for the models themselves as well. So that's another mod that we don't need to worry about other hands. We don't need THAPs or anything else. It looks like all of that is done here. So let's just load up a couple of different armors. What's that? That's fenced. Volox, flak armor. See, all of these UI elements are foreign to me because I don't exactly know what the fuck they are. We'll figure it out as we go. That's just a plain exosuit. So let's put on that. Yeah. So you don't even need to worry about your arms or anything else like that. That's a few mods that we don't even generally need to worry about. That's a little bit different. What's going on there? Oh, I see. It's interesting, that's for sure. Let's have a look. Yeah, I like that. The models look really good. This update is pretty cool. Go back to first person. Can't wait to go through and fix that all up. Yeah, unlimited ammo is still on. So, and unlimited ammo does stay on. I don't generally use unlimited ammo very often. Yeah, 0. God mode is still on. Anyway, I know there was a little bit of a ramble in between there, and I don't think a lot of people are going to hang around and watch the video. But hopefully this is the beginning, and we're going to go through and make this mod pack together through episodes. I probably could recommend that you probably just skip a couple of videos until I get enough up there, I suppose. But that's generally up to you. For the most part, I just want to... The helicopters are active. Does that do that straight away? The zone... It does. Helicopter sounds and patrols. Get rid of that. I don't want them in there. Not yet. It's just more shit that I don't want in the game. For now. So far, I know that we've only covered these two mods here, but as you saw, GFY has a very wide reach of what it covers, and it's going to make it a lot easier for the mod pack in general without like... I think generally I use nearly 12 mods to achieve the same effect. And the repack looks fucking incredible, actually. I'm really impressed by this. So that really does add to the game. So just in 2 mods, we've been able to cover the characters, the mutants. As you saw, all the mutants were definitely updated and changed. And we've covered uniforms. We've covered the actual hand textures for the models, especially your character. And yeah, that's really, really cool. So I know this isn't much of a beginning. I know that I may have fucked up a few places here and there, but hopefully this will get you started with Stalker modding and hopefully get you experimenting, because that's the whole point of Stalker Anomaly. And especially when you're modding, it's just experimenting, going out, trying different mods, seeing what they do. I know a lot of people on the forums, they sit there and they go, oh, I need a video before I use this mod. So those people are just not experimenters. They're very one-sided by, this is my mod pack, nothing's going to change it unless you show me what it does, sort of thing. You know, all you need to do is just go through and click on this, create a new instance, and then you can check it out for yourself. Maybe I should cut that out. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.